Hey guys, RC here, back with our next Dwarf Fortress tutorial. So we are doing the tutorial for Dwarf Fortress 4305 R08. That is the most recent version of the Lazy Noob Pack. And again, I'm just putting this together because I know tutorials were immensely helpful for me to understand this game, and but the ones that I watched, Captain Duck and some of those guys, they're just really outdated. Most of those were for version 28, version 34, and we're on version 43 now, so there's been a lot of new stuff added. So we will pick up on that. And again, these aren't, I don't know if these will be great videos or even good videos. I just hope they're helpful, breaking it out into kind of individual parts. But anyway, let's get into the game. So last time when we left off, we had some migrants that had just arrived, and it flashed up to this corner of this edge of the map here. So let's go back to our entrance, and we're going to unpause, and in a few minutes or a few seconds we should see those new dwarfs with X's start running up into this area here. And there they are right there. Alright, so let's pause it, and I'm going to go back to Dwarf Therapist. Now, the first thing I want to do is, this is just something I do. Alright, I'm going to rename these guys, and I use the precursor A, so A Carpenter, A Farmer, and this will make a little sense to you why I do this. You don't have to do it this way. I've never seen anybody else do it this way. It just helps me. So figure out what works for you, and and then go with that. And he is my trader. Alright, now what's going to happen, right now I just have 7 dwarves, but because we're doing this after these migrants have arrived, watch what happens. Now we're up to 9. Now you notice some of these guys are in red. That means that they are not able to be adjusted right now, but that's only because I haven't actually brought them in. So if we hit read again, that updates the game to the current point, and now they are in place. Alright, now the first thing I do is I go and sort by migration wave. So we picked up 2 new dwarfs. Alright, now 2, that's pretty easy, but I'm going to show you what I normally do. I change their name to, or their profession, to unassigned, and then I lock that in. And then I can go back by profession, and then here's why I use the A. So everything with an A goes to the top of the list in alphabetical order, and then my unassigned are last. And so it's easier to see. Alright, so the first thing, I see this guy's a fisherman. Well, I'm going to turn that off. I don't want anybody fishing, and I don't like anybody hunting particularly either, so I would turn that off as well. Now this guy is a great leather worker, so I'm going to make him my leather worker. And again, I'm going to use the A precursor, and watch what happens. I'm going to commit this, and watch what happens to Ral. He's going to go from unassigned into our leather worker category. Now you can mouse over this guy. Now he is a bowyer, so he can build crossbows out of wood. But we can also look at military skills. We can look at rolls, and this again gives his maximum skills for rolls. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make him my second crafter dwarf, and I'm just going to call him a crafter. He's not a mason, he's not a stone crafter, so he's a separate category. You don't have to do that. I can make him a mason and still leave him for stone crafting, but this gives me a second person to utilize and get a second workshop going. Okay, so now everybody is set up in a new position, based on, and I can look at that and say, oh, they all have an A, so I've assigned everybody, and I know I'm good. Once you've committed everything, that's in the game, and all you have to do is unpause it for 1 second, and then we come here and look, we hit units, and everybody's in there, including our new leather worker and our new crafter. And it does say they are new arrivals, so they have not even started doing anything yet. They will get to the meeting area. That's when they will officially check into the fortress, and they will get to work. So they're there, they're kind of hanging out. All right, now they also brought with them, let's go to units and let's go to pets and livestock. And they brought with them I thought they brought a duck with them. I thought I saw a duck in there. What is that? Nope, that's a turkey hen. Okay. Now, let's see, let's go down. All right, so they've built some of these stairs. You can see the ones that are done, and you can see the 2 that are left to be done. So now what I want to do is I want to build a wall here out of microline. Okay. And we're going to unpause it. All right, now he's bringing another stone over this way. This miner went to sleep. And again, we want to build a wall right there, and there it is, because that was a access point from our main entrance that would bypass our security area. Oh, and look, they're working on they have our lever in place. They are putting in the bridge is going up here. So let's watch that happen. So this is our mason, I believe. Yep. And he is building the bridge. Now, a bridge that is not hooked up to a lever is just a flat. All right, so the bridge is done. It's just a flat piece of stone on the ground. So what we need to do is we need to hit Q. And again, I call Q the query button, but it's to set the building task. So we want to come up to this lever, and I want to add a task, and I want to link it to a bridge. So B, and a list of any bridges that we have in the game that the lever's not already hooked up to will appear. So I want to hook it up to that bridge, and it takes 2 levers. So we're going to use those 2, and we're going to hit escape. Now, what I also want to do while I'm thinking about it is I want to go to Shift N, and I want to put my cursor on that bridge, and I want to place a note there. So there's a point. Now I want to name this. So N, and I'm going to put drawbridge 1, enter. I'm going to come over to the to the lever. I'm going to place a new note. Notice it comes up as point 2. I'm going to hit N to name it. Drawbridge 1, enter. All right, now later on in the game, what happens if I forget what lever that is? Because I may have 3 or 4 levers. Well, I hit Shift N, and I can come back and go, oh, that's drawbridge 1. And then come over, oh, okay, that's drawbridge 1 right there. And it reminds me of which bridge is hooked up to what. Let's see. We still have miasma in here. So let's K. We want to look around. In the butcher shop. No, that is not letting me do that. T, view items in the building. Okay, so we have, and I'm going to tab to make this bigger. So we have 4 hooves, 9 pieces of fat, lung, heart. Okay, so yeah, we've got some things we need to do here. All right, so let's come up. So we've locked this off. I can leave this open. I can build a wall there. All right, what I'm thinking about is here. All right, so basically I use the DD to designate some digging areas, DU to make an upstair, DJ for a downstair, and then DD again to designate an area for mining out. Now what I'm hoping is this is ice, but this is still loam. So my hope is that because this is underneath this area and this is loam as well, that this area stays unfrozen and we don't have to worry about ice blocking us off like it did here. So here comes our miner. Alright, and here he comes, and it's working perfectly. Yay! Alright, so I am going to do a couple of things here. I'm going to do that. That. Actually, I'm going to leave that room undone right now. How far out does that loam go? It goes out pretty far. Let's do a room there. No, I don't want to do that. Let's do right here. We'll do that. And I'm trying to stay within this loam area here. Alright, so we'll do that. We'll put another one here. You got to dig the doorways. Alright, so this will go pretty fast. What's my other guy doing? Alright, so I'm going to make a hotkey here. This will be, I'm going to use 8. Zoom. This is going to be my farms. Alright, so they're working away. I want to put this here. Right there. Alright, so unfortunately this is turning to ice. Okay, so I want to remove designation. Alright, we're going to remove all of that. Alright, this comes to right there. Alright, so we're going to remove that as well. And that should be okay. Alright, let's see what that does. So I don't need to continue digging into the ice because the ice doesn't help me any. Alright, this is open, so let's pause for just a minute. And I want to build a building, and I want to build a farm plot, which is P, so BP. And just like the bridge, we can change the height and weight. So let me get my cursor up here so you can see it. So it starts at a 1 by 1. I make 3 by 3 squares. Alright, so there's one farm plot, P, another 3 by 3. Alright, I'm going to come over and skip a little space. Another 3 by 3. We're going to do that. And that. Okay, now I also want to build a stockpile for food. And now because those plots are already there first, watch what happens. This is all going to be one stockpile, but it only fills up the spaces between what's already there. So if I query that, look, all 4 sections are glowing green because they're all the same. So for here, I want settings, food, I want to block everything, And all I want to do is up and down arrows here. I want to go to seeds and I want to permit seeds. So basically what I am doing, and let me come back up here, and I want to query this stockpile here for food. Alright, seeds are off there. Alright, so I don't have food anywhere else. Alright, and look what they're doing. They're grabbing the bags of seeds and they're bringing them inside. So that's awesome. If we double click on the wagon, you can see the tasks. They're grabbing some of the seeds out of the wagon and bringing them inside. Never tear your wagon apart until it's completely empty, because as we said, food will spoil, and you can see that in my workshop. That's happening right now. Okay, I want to build a zone right here. Alright, we're going to make this a pin pasture. So that's little n. And now once we've made it a pasture, we can set the parameters with Shift N. And in there, using my plus and minus keys on my number pad, I want my sow, enter, enter, enter. And so they will put all of my boars in here. And I want to build a door with planning mode on right there. And that'll seal them in that room. Alright. I want to build a stockpile, P, for bars and blocks. And I'm going to build that in this room. Now you watch what I have to do, because I want it to cover the whole area. But look, part of my stockpile is outside. So I want to remove that designation. And it's no longer there. Alright, now I want to query that stockpile. Q, go over the stockpile I want to look at. And you notice this one's green, not this one now, because I'm looking at this stockpile. And I want to change the settings. Up and down arrows, go down to our bars. I want to forbid metal bars. Well, in fact, I want to block everything. So block all. I'm going to use my up and down arrows, and all I want in here, so right arrow, down arrow, enter. So you see potash turned white, and then other materials turned a little gray color. That means you've got one or more items, but not all items. If I had them all, then the whole thing, the whole category turns bright white. And you turn them on and off just by hitting enter. Alright. If you want them all, you can permit other materials, forbid other materials, P and F. But if you want just something in particular, you go over to that item, hit enter, and only that one is now white. So the only thing they will put in this stockpile is bars of potash. Potash is a fertilizer used to fertilize fields. Alright. Shoot, we're getting ice in there. That's not an ice wall. Let's K. I want to look at this. That's ice on the floor. Alright, that could be worse. Alright, PF, stockpile for food. We can build stockpiles over that ice. You see it didn't stop us from doing that. And I want to query this stockpile. Now I'm going to block everything, and all I want in here is drinks. So P, using the up and down arrows. And that's all I want in that room is drinks. Okay? And then I want to put another, I put pigs up there. That's not what I wanted. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Alright, so I, X to remove a zone, highlight the zone, Shift X, and then X again to stop removing. Okay? So now that zone's not there. If I hit I again, I can see this zone, but not this one. What is that zone? Why is that out there? Oh, that's a pin pasture, which I don't need anymore actually, but still. Alright, I want to make this another food stockpile, so P and F. Alright, and then I want to query that one, change the settings with S. Now on this one, I don't want plants and drinks. So instead of blocking them all, I'm only going to forbid F. And look, it turns off the entire drink category. I also want to forbid seeds here, but everything else can go in that stockpile. Now I want to go back, hotkey F2. I had built a stockpile in this room for food, right? And if I highlight it there, you can see it's a food stockpile. So I actually want to now PX, and I'm going to start in one corner. Just go to the other corner. Now you notice it only took away the stockpile, not the workshop, because that's all we were dealing with. All right, I do want to build a door right there, enter, to lock that miasma in. All right, let's go back to hotkey F8, let them start digging again. All right, build workshop. This is going to be my butcher shop here. We'll make that out of claystone. And what I can do now is I can come up to these workshops. So there's my tanner shop. I want to tear it down, so X to remove the building. Go up to the butcher shop, X to remove the building, and escape out of that, and they will start doing that. So BWN, build workshop tanner, out of claystone. I don't like using ice. All right, so that'll get them building there. Where's you? Okay, he went to go get something to drink. I was looking at the units. All right, so now they're bringing some food in. We've got some seeds in. Okay, pause. All right, you see these are flashing, and my farmer is right here. He's working on this farm plot. These three are solid. That means they're ready to go. So I'm going to query, and we're going to start with this one in the corner. You want it to highlight green, and it gives you a list of all the seeds that you have. There's a couple of things here. So we have A, B, C, and D for the 4 seasons. All right. So shift enter for all seasons, and we want plump helmets. Shift enter. So now I can go A, B, C, D, and plump helmet is lit up white in all of them. Okay. In this one, now this one is highlighted, this one's not. Let's go to spring A. I want sweet pods, so the plus minus keys to move through this list. Enter to lock in your selection. B, sweet pods again. C, we will go with pigtails, and D, we will go with dimple cups. All right, back to A. Let's go with quarry bushes, cave wheat, plump helmets. All right, now I can't query. I'm querying this one, but I can't do planting because the farmer's not done yet. So we're going to escape out, space to unpause, and now he's moved on. So now we can hit Q and come back again, and now our seed list shows up. And I want plump helmets A, B, C, and D. Plump helmets are basically your staple. All right, so I'm going to leave these two for now, but they're there if I need them in the future. Now, the other thing I want to look at with the farms is you can set them to be fallow, which means that they don't go planted, and you can do that for a single season. You can set up to fertilize in a particular season. You can set up seasonal fertilization once you have potash going. You can hit Z, capital Z, to make it fallow for all seasons, but not turn it off completely or delete it. So that's how you control your planting. Basically, this will be enough food production from plants to handle all of my brewing and cooking pretty much for the rest of the game. You can start off with literally 1 or 2 farm plots, and that'll be good for probably somewhere, I'd say 50 to 100 dwarfs, maybe. I always start off with 4, and then I'm just good to go. All right, now the other thing, let's go back to Z, right arrow to the kitchen. All right, and we just double check. And we did this in the very first video. We turn these off for cooking. Tab. We don't cook our seeds because that destroys them. We don't use our ale or our alcohol to drink, but we do cook all of our meat products. All right. Now we've got a butcher shop and a tanner. Now I want to build a workshop and a kitchen. So that was Z. So my kitchen's going to be down here. Claystone. And then I want to build a still, which is an L, there, out of claystone. Now I want to make a stockpile for furniture. And I'm going to, just like I did with the stockpile in the farm up here, I'm going to go through this wall and make one big stockpile. All right, so escape. I'm going to query that, Q, and you notice it's highlighting both. I want to change these settings. I want to forbid all types, so it turns that everything off. It's for furniture, but nothing will go in it. Now, up and down arrows, I want to go up to large pots, enter, and barrels, enter. So any barrels or rock pots will go here. I want to come back up to this stockpile, and I want to change settings there, and I want to turn off. So everything's there now. I want to hit enter and turn off those two, and you notice they get grayed out. So that means no longer will they put barrels here, or pots. They will put them into the cooking area. All right. Let's see if there's anything else I want to build here. I want to build a farmer's workshop. That's W. This is where you would milk animals, shear wool off of, say, sheep or llama, milk any animals that were able to be milked. And we're going to build that out of claystone. Escape. And then I want to dig. And I want to build a door right there. And unpause the game. So my miners will now come clear out this room, and I've got some things to build up. Alright, let's go ahead and put a break in right here. So we've learned a lot. Some additional workshop building, a lot of stockpiles. We've learned about farms. So hopefully this was an informational video that helps you get your food production up. And in the next video we should see how to start using some of these workshops. We've already kind of seen the butcher shop and the tanner in action when up in these when they were up here. And you notice up here they actually took this down, but we still have some bone and whatnot in here, which is fine. In fact, I am going to build a refuse stockpile in that room. I want to query that, and I want to forbid corpses, body parts, and skulls. I want those thrown away outside, but these other items, these are all things that we can make things with, so we're going to keep those inside, and that is what will go here. And just to make sure, PR, oh, we never did build that stockpile, did we? No, PR, yeah. Alright, so we're going to redo this one. Alright, there we go. Query that. Alright, so we are going to, in this one, we're going to forbid the exact opposite. The ones that we don't want inside, we want outside. The ones we do want inside, we don't want outside. So now they have a place to dump things outside. They've got a place to bring waste material inside. And we are still moving things out of our wagon. So let's come over here, and we'll put a cut in here, and we will come back and pick up here next video. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.